Tonight, a nationwide call by an anti-transgender group demanding a walkout on June 1st from Canadian schools. The group says the move is meant to help balance diversity and personal rights. And a mosque in Germany receives a threatening letter with a swastika and neo-Nazi signs. This is the second such letter received by the mosque. We cover stories about the OIC head visits the Rohingya camps, raging fires in Halifax, and Erdogan's historic win. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I am Catherine Bullock. In a nationwide call to action, an anti-abortion and anti-transgender group is urging parents to keep their children home from school on June 1st to protest Pride Month celebrations. Campaign Life Coalition, which is a Canadian political lobbyist organisation, says the initiative aims to unite the efforts of parents and concerned individuals throughout the country. It says the walkout will peacefully resist the gay agenda being pushed in Canadian schools. Advocates of the initiative emphasise that it is not about promoting discrimination, but rather about protecting parental rights and religious freedoms. They believe that parents should have the autonomy to decide when and how to educate their children about sensitive topics. The call for parents to keep their children home on June 1st serves as a catalyst for an ongoing conversation about the balance between diversity and personal values in educational settings. A mosque in the central German city of Codingen has received a threatening letter with a swastika and other neo-Nazi symbols. The mosque is run by the Turkish Muslim umbrella group DITIB. The chairman of the Mosque Association told a media source that the letter contained racist and Islamophobic language and used the neo-Nazi alias NSU 2.0. NSU 2.0 refers to the National Socialist Underground, a neo-Nazi terror group. The group was uncovered in 2011. It was involved in killing 10 people and carrying out bomb attacks targeting immigrants. The mosque chairman says this is the second threatening letter that they have received. He says Muslims in Göttingen are worried due to the continued threats of violence. In September last year, unidentified suspects also painted a swastika on the wall of the mosque. Germany has witnessed growing racism and Islamophobia in recent years, fueled by the propaganda of far-right groups. According to the latest data, German police registered at least 610 Islamophobic hate crimes last year. There were several attacks on mosques between January and December. At least 39 people were injured because of anti-Muslim violence. A Saudi teenager might face the death penalty soon over a crime he allegedly committed as a minor. His family is pleading with the United States to intervene to stop this. The youth was arrested in 2014 for protesting against the kingdom's treatment of Shia citizens. Later, another youth was arrested in 2017 in connection to the same protests. The US Commission on International Religious Freedom, which is an independent federal commission, says both youth were allegedly tortured, kept in solitary confinement, forced to sign confessions, and denied proper legal access. A media source reports the parents sent a letter addressed to the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, saying the Saudi government is deaf to their pleas, but will listen to foreign intervention. The Kingdom's Supreme Court is currently reviewing both youths' cases. If the sentences are upheld, they will both be executed. 3 years ago, the Kingdom introduced the juvenile law. The law eliminates the death penalty for minors. However, the government made exceptions, so the law is not applicable in all circumstances. The European Saudi Organization for Human Rights estimates that Saudi Arabia executed 120 people in the first 6 months of 2022. For the first time in 14 years, Riyadh executed someone during the holy month of Ramadan. The kingdom executed today 2 Bahraini nationals accused of plotting terrorist activities, raising the number of executions to 9 this month. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation, or OIC's General Secretary, is in Bangladesh for a 5-day visit. He visited today the Rohingya camps in Bangladesh's Cox's Bazar. While he was there, he planted a sapling at a Rohingya camp. He looked at different facilities in the makeshift tents. During the visit, Rohingya community leaders urged the OIC to put pressure on the Myanmar government to restore their citizenship. An OIC spokesperson told media sources they are working to protect the interests of the persecuted Rohingya. He says the OIC supports the African Muslim state of Gambia's genocide case against Myanmar's military junta, currently before the International Court of Justice. The case was filed in 2019. It alleges that Myanmar's atrocities against the Rohingya violate various provisions of the Genocide Convention. Currently, Bangladesh is hosting more than 1.2 million Rohingya in 33 congested camps in Cox's Bazar. The Ontario International Development Agency reports that Myanmar's state forces have killed nearly 24,000 Rohingya Muslims in the past 6 years. Please stay tuned. We will be back after a short break. An Indian court has set a hearing to consider a plea that a Kashmiri separatist leader, who is currently in jail, receive instead the death penalty. The date is set for August 9th. The imprisoned leader is Yasin Malik. He is serving a life sentence. The news comes after the National Investigation Agency approached Delhi's High Court last week and sought the death sentence for Malik. During today's hearing, NIA solicitor argued that Malik was a secessionist who committed terrorism. The solicitor compared Malik with slain al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. He said this matter should be treated as the rarest of rare cases, and Malik should be given the death penalty. Last year in May, the court gave life imprisonment to Malik for a terror funding case. Malik had pleaded guilty without contesting the charges. The trial court had rejected the NIA's plea for capital punishment. The National Investigation Agency then gave Malik 2 life sentences, 5 10-year sentences, and 3 5-year terms, all of which will run concurrently. Malik is the head of the Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front, which advocates Kashmir independence. He was one of the first Kashmiris to pick up arms against Indian rule in Kashmir in the late 1980s. Evacuation orders are in place as an out-of-control wildfire has engulfed thousands of homes and threatens more in Halifax, Nova Scotia. A state of emergency was declared late Sunday in the outer suburbs as the flames burned through the forest. The blaze has affected the power supply. Many schools are closed. Halifax's mayor calls the fire life-changing for the people impacted by it. He says it is a very stressful and devastating time for the locals. The mayor says the direction of the fast-moving fire is unpredictable and people may have to leave with short notice. As of this morning, more than 200 firefighters are on scene. 170 of them are from Halifax Regional Municipality. 7 are from the Department of National Defence. There are 30 Halifax fire trucks deployed. And Newfoundland and Labrador sent 1 water bomber. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is appealing for national unity after winning an historic runoff election. His 2-decade rule is now extended until 2028. The recent election saw the 69-year-old overcome Turkey's worst economic crisis. His Islamic-rooted party also faced the most powerful opposition alliance ever, making this one of his most toughest wins. Following Erdogan's victory, US President Joe Biden says that the US looks forward to working together as NATO allies on shared global challenges. The spokesperson for UN Chief Antonio Guterres says the United Nations is looking forward to further strengthening the cooperation between Turkey and the United Nations. Russia's Vladimir Putin says the outcome showed the support for Erdogan's efforts to strengthen state sovereignty and pursue an independent foreign policy. Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky says he wants to keep working with Erdogan for the security and stability of Europe. Leaders across Europe and the Arab world also sent their congratulations, as did former US President Donald Trump. Thank you for watching. Our news is produced by Sound Vision, which is a not-for-profit organization. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now, so that we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.